Hello and welcome to Building Our City. I'm Thomas Gandy. This time around, we're taking an in-depth look at the opening of the West Irving Library. During this program, you'll learn a lot more about the facility and get a preview of new projects to come in Irving. But let's get started with the library's grand opening celebration.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The ribbon is cut, and these are the first people inside the West Irving Library.
Welcome to West Library.
For some, it's another big first. What are you looking forward to seeing in here?
Everything, especially for him because he's a first-time library boy.
I'm looking for a library card.
You're looking for a library card?
Yeah.
Both first-timers and library veterans have a lot of new things to discover. They have never seen a library like this before.
There were a few tears behind these glasses when they cut the ribbon and everything. It's so exciting.
The technology is one of the first things to grab the eye. Many people wanted to check out the Microsoft Smart Tables. And these smart boards were used for fun at the grand opening, but they have a serious application too.
It's used just like a regular computer. You can mark on it with your hands, you can type on it just like a regular computer.
It's set up for presentations. If you're giving classes, you'll be able to load those on here, and that way everyone in the room will be able to follow along with you.
There are also traditional computer stations.
These stations are so much more comfortable. The chairs are awesome. I like the smart board. Everything is just so updated and new. It's just exciting.
Over in the children's storytime room, it's not only the kids the room was made for who are looking up. Here's what they see. Characters from stories we all know, etched into glass and lit by multicolored LEDs. What interests you when you look up there?
Oh, just the imagination, the creativity behind it all. And the creativity is the basis of this whole library. It's just fantastic.
Our theme is our world, and it's almost like coming into a museum.
But even with those features, along with the artwork and abundant technology, people should not overlook another big component.
The little one here kept asking me outside, he says, "Do they have books in here too?" And I told him that we did, and he was so excited when we found the children's books.
There are a lot of places to enjoy books, and we saw many doing that, including in the expanded teen area.
I hope it will encourage them to read and get even more comfortable with technology, which they're already pretty comfortable with.
It's just amazing, and compared to the place we were in before, it's not even comparable.
Tracy Bearden moved from this storefront location that the city rented. This new city-owned building comes with many cost-saving features.
We estimate about $55,000 a year just on utility savings.
Much of that will be achieved through these solar panels. On this display in the lobby, every library visitor will be able to see how much power the panels generate.
This was night, and then as the sun rose around 7:30, the usage, it tracks it.
We'll actually be returning power back to the grid.
In addition, they are deep underground now, but during the construction, we saw the drilling of geothermal wells now used to heat and cool the building. Grant money paid for many of the green features that give Irving a proud claim.
This is the first net zero library in the state of Texas.
Later that afternoon, kids turned out for the library's first puppet show. It's the first in what will be a series of programs throughout the year.
If it wasn't for the community coming together as a whole, with staff listening to the voice of the customer saying, we want something that is not traditional, let's take this library to the next level, there would not be the result that it is today.
There is so much here, from the children's area to the computer lab to the technology, that I really think you're going to have to come back and see what's here. You're going to have to keep coming, and there's going to be something new you'll find every time you come back to this library.
It's a wonderful resource for Irving, and I'm so proud of our city.
Before the doors opened, leaders talked about the features and what this new building will mean to residents here.
Isn't this a grand and beautiful day? And today is just another step of this city moving forward, being a progressive, innovative community. And I'm going to tell you, I've had the opportunity to work at other cities, live in other communities. There is no finer community than Irving, Texas, because of its people. You know, we all are very much concerned about energy conservation, our Earth's resources, but what net energy means is this building will operate not only without using any utilities from the state system, but in fact, we're going to give back and contribute to the state system. And then my last mention is we'd like to recognize the Texas State Energy Conservation Office out of Austin, Texas. We applied for and they granted us a $1.1 million grant to provide some of the energy efficient materials. You can see the solar panels on the parking covers, and underneath the ground are 144 geothermal wells. The earth is heating the water that is heating and cooling this building. So with that, I would like to move into introduction of our dignitaries. With great honor, great pleasure, an individual that I've known for a long time, who has been a great state representative for this community, State Representative Linda Harper Brown.
It's an honor to be here today. It's always exciting to come back home to Irving because there's always something new and wonderful happening in this great city. And I just want to thank the employees too. Tommy Gonzalez, thank you. Paul, Casey, Chris, for all your hard work, for everyone that's worked so hard for this library. And to the library board, what vision you and the city council and Mayor Gears that you have had to build such a wonderful facility, keeping in mind how important libraries are to us today, but also keeping in mind the environment and thinking about how we can save our citizens' tax dollars at the same time provide a wonderful, wonderful facility. I cannot live without books. This familiar quote by our third president, Thomas Jefferson, appropriately summarizes the importance of libraries to our community. You know, in some ways, libraries serve the same purpose that they always have. Whether it be science or political science, fiction or reality, geography or philosophy, libraries provide individuals, tall and small, the opportunity to discover a world beyond their own. You know, I read to the students once a month at the elementary schools here in Irving, and I always tell them, books bring you and will take you on great adventures. You will learn about things that you may never experience in your life, but because of books and because of our libraries, you can explore exciting and wonderful things and places. Libraries of today, such as the West Irving Library, have evolved, though, over time. They provide access to audiobooks, to DVDs, to music, to computers, to Wi-Fi, interactive smart boards, and computer tables. This facility is impressive both inside and out. The 21st Century Library, or community center really, will provide a great service for Irving's population for years to come. Congratulations on this great achievement. It's a facility in which the entire community can be proud.
Thank you very much, Linda. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our other state representative, Mr. Rafael Anchia. Mr. Anchia has been a strong supporter of educational and library activities, not only within his own district, but the state as a whole. So, Mr. Anchia.
It's a pleasure to be here today. As Mr. Gooch was suggesting, I spend a lot of time advocating on behalf of libraries, and I'll tell you why. The first reason is that my mother-in-law was the head librarian at Hebronville High School in South Texas. The second reason is that my wife is the vice chair of the library board in the city of Dallas. So as you can tell, I have no choice but to be an advocate for libraries. But in all seriousness and candor, these very difficult budget times in Austin require us to make difficult decisions. I was very proud to carry the amendments to the budget that will allow us to restore some funding to the tech share programs here at the library and to the Lone Star Library program. We were able to get it in the budget, and I'm hopeful it stays in there in the conference committee. These are tough times, but during these tough times, it's beautiful to see the type of investment in libraries that the City of Irving is making. I represent parts of the cities of Carrollton, Farmers Branch, Dallas, and Irving. And I will tell you, Mayor Gears and members of the City Council, members of the Library Board, I have yet to see a facility of this caliber and this beauty. This is going to be something that is not only good for our environment in a net zero context, but it's also good for the taxpayers. As was suggested in the resolution by my friend and colleague, Representative Harper Brown, this is actually going to save over the long term of the life of this building. It's going to save taxpayers money in terms of the operation here with the solar panels, the combined heating and power, the architectural facets of this that make it LEED Gold. This is going to be a good deal for Irving. So I'm so thankful to be able to participate here today. When I drove up with my daughter, and I can't peel my daughter away from some of the amenities in the library, by the way. I asked her if she wanted to come to the ceremony, and she didn't answer at all. She was into her books. But when I drove up with my daughter today, I looked up at the Texas flag, and I was so proud to see the Texas flag waving. So on behalf of Representative Harper Brown and myself, we wanted to bring you this flag that was flown over the capital of the state of Texas. So when the one above is tattered in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you can put this one up and remember this wonderful day when this facility was opened as a gift to the community and as a gift to Irving. Thank you so much.
Next, I do have the honor of introducing our Honorable Mayor Herbert Gears. Mr. Gears has been with City Council and Mayor for many, many years, has always been a strong advocate of city facilities, has always been a strong advocate of quality of life, and it's been a real pleasure again for me to work with our mayor.
I appreciate that, Paul. Wow, look at that. You can't see how many people are out there when you're sitting down over here. It's incredible. And I know that there's a lot of people that have been involved over the years, and I just hope that you're all proud of yourselves, you know, and proud to be living in Irving, proud to be a part of this community. You know, we go above and beyond. You know, the cities aren't building new libraries today, and you got to remember, we've got 2 more to go, so we've got some more work to do. And they're going to be bigger and better and greater in so many different ways each time, because that's the commitment that's there from the people that live in this community, that serve on the library board and the Friends of the Library organization, and that really understand and care about, you know, the value of having this amenity, you know, for our community. So I just want you to know that I'm proud to spend this short time in my life to represent you and to work for you. We've built a lot of great facilities. It's unbelievable what our community can do. Hopefully you continue to be amazed. We just opened up that new convention center and that big new animal shelter, that no-kill shelter, and you know, we opened up a clinic, and we just continue to add, you know, what it is that our community needs so that we can take care of the people who live here that have a deep love for this community. So today is a great day for everybody to be proud of themselves and proud to be a part of this community, and we're going to enjoy this facility for many, many, many years to come. So congratulations to you all.
The next speaker that I'd like to introduce is Councilwoman Rose Kennedy. And what I'd really like to say about Miss Kennedy is she was part of the creation of this vision. I had the pleasure of traveling to California with Miss Kennedy and some other staff, and I'm telling you what, she is the nicest lady in the world, but you talk about getting beat upside the head. Miss Kennedy was like, oh, we gotta do this, we gotta do this. Look at this, look at this, look at this. These are the things we wanna do. So again, through her trips and travels and her visionary attitude for this community, Ms. Kennedy also has been a strong advocate of library services, and she is the council liaison to the library board. So, Ms. Kennedy.
Thank you. It's so great to be here today, and I really, this is exciting for all of us, and that shows it by the crowd that's turned out. But you know, to be the first in Texas is not unusual for us, and to have the first LEED certified net zero library is so exciting. I was at a Texas Municipal League conference a couple of months ago, and I was talking about this library. and because I was moderating a roundtable for large cities of the state, and they were all kind of looking at me because most everybody's closing libraries early. They're not building new libraries, and they were amazed. Not only were we building a new library, but it was going to be LEED certified. So it makes you proud when you go out of Irving, because we forget how wonderful it is here. And as the mayor mentioned, you know, we've just opened the LEED certified convention center. We had a new aquatic park. We've done the animal shelter. There's so many new facilities, and our senior citizen center was a first of its kind when we built it. And it has really, it just says something about Irving. We care about the families, we care about the people, and it shows by the interest that we put in all of the facilities and the things that we keep providing for this community. Now, the library was very dear to my heart, and when the mayor put me on the library board, I was really excited. I have my own library at home. I've had a lifelong love affair with books, and it's just was something. When I was growing up in a small town, I could bicycle or walk to the library, and I would spend hours there. And I believe it was Miss Harper Brown that said a while ago that the books they're gateways to the world. They allowed me to dream and to go places that I couldn't travel at that time, and that's what libraries do for young children and your life. It's my honor today to be sharing this with all of you, so thank you very much.
Now it's my honor to introduce one of our community leaders that really represents how we are a community as one, and that we all, again, share common goals, that we all live, work, and play together, and that is what makes this a strong, valuable community. Please welcome Imam Zia Sheikh, representing the Islamic Center of Irving.
I greet you all with a greeting of peace, Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be upon you. It's really a great honor for me to be speaking at this momentous and historic occasion. It is more important that for us, because we are right in the vicinity and next door to this facility, and we will be able to utilize it, more than most people. There are a couple of points that I'd like to point out. The importance of knowledge, the importance of books has already been touched upon. But in this day and age, what we're finding is that knowledge has been undermined and undervalued and undercherished. And the reason for that is that it's so easily available that we don't value it anymore. You just get onto the internet, do a Google search, and find what you need, and that's basically the extent of our knowledge and the knowledge of our children. There was a time in history where people used to travel for thousands and thousands of miles on horseback, on camels, just to acquire knowledge and seek knowledge. And this was why knowledge was cherished. People of knowledge were cherished. The scholars were cherished, and they were respected. We have to instill that love of knowledge back into our children again. And the opening of this library will lead to that, hopefully. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce our city manager, Mr. Tommy Gonzalez.
All the kids that are here, we built this facility for you. I know we're built them for young adults and for adults as well, but built them for the children of this community. We have a lot of people that are quick to criticize, a lot of people that jump to that in America today. And I think as Americans, we need to go back to the can-do spirit that you saw in the greatest generation. My grandparents, your grandparents, or parents that fought in the great wars and that rolled up their sleeves and didn't talk about what they couldn't do. They talked about what they could do. They didn't talk about how bad it was. They talked about how thankful they were for what they had. So be thankful for what we have. And I've talked a lot this week. I'm really not getting choked up. I just have been talking a lot on a lot of different venues. But I do think it's important, and I'll do this in less than a minute, but everybody who was involved with this facility, I want to say their name. I know Chris Mahosky, Casey Tate, have already been mentioned, Paul Gooch. He took a lot of push on his end in terms of the work he did. I want to thank the council for their intestinal fortitude, for facing up to the heat, facing up to the criticism, and still doing what was right for the community. And I tell people often, don't get so wrapped up about what's right, because there was a lot of things in the earlier centuries in our history that weren't right, but they were the law. People kept saying it was right. So we're not the right police, but it's just, we're doing what we feel like is more appropriate for the society, the community, in terms of what they want. So I think the board also showed a lot of courage by doing something different from what libraries typically do. They put a lot more of the technology, a lot more digital type of things into this facility, and it's really showing the future of what we can become, not only as a city, but as a country in terms of what we provide in library services. I hope you enjoy this facility. It was built for the children, young adults, and adults that'll get a chance to now go in the facility. You're gonna love it. I think it's a wonderful facility.
The Irving Public Library system has more improvements planned. Next up, the development of a South Irving Library to replace the current Central Library.
We are just now starting schematic design, so in May we'll have some meetings with the general public to show the designs to the residents and get some feedback on that. Very similar to what we did here, and we're trying to tailor that library so that it serves the needs of that part of the community also.
What features would you like to see in that building?
The same things that exist here, but they'll be enhanced. The technology that exists here, the use of Microsoft computer tables with different software applications, the use of smart boards, we'll do that even more so in the South Library.
Right now we're looking at finishing design in the fall, around October, bidding it and breaking ground in early 2012. And these buildings take about 14 months to complete, so we're looking at early 2013 to open that building.
There is more to come in the city outside of the library system. Some of the additions will help people enjoy sun and fun this summer. Ashley Roberts takes a look.
They're popping up all over Texas.
It's a whole new type of activity, and one of the real benefits of it is that it will be open longer than a pool season.
It's a unique aquatic facility called a spray ground, and there will soon be 2 locations in Irving.
I think it's something that the kids would really enjoy.
One is opening here at Northwest Park, the other is at Southwest Park, and residents are excited.
Our kids are grown, but we have grandkids, 8 grandkids, and they live out of town, but we've been noticing the sign and thinking, oh, that'll be great when the kids come to town.
The Northwest Park Spray Ground is 3,000 square feet, while the Southwest Spray Ground sits at 1,800 square feet. The zero-depth water playgrounds feature spray jets, dump buckets, bubblers, and fountains.
Because they're shallow water, they're extremely safe. They do not require lifeguards.
Residents can also look forward to a longer operational season in daily hours, staying open each day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., possibly until October.
The beauty of this is that it'll serve a lot of parents, young kids, as well as teenagers.
It's just a nice amenity within the park that someone who lives close by can go access, have fun, cool off on a hot summer day.
The facilities are also eco-friendly.
They'll actually be able to recycle the water as it collects it. It'll treat the water, and then the kids will be able to activate it with nozzles, with push buttons.
Once activated, the water will run for about 30 minutes, then turn off until it's pushed again.
It'll be nice to have this to take the place of the pool that was there for a long time.
But this isn't the only exciting recreational improvement in Irving. Residents can also expect more to explore on Campion Trails.
The next segment that we're building right now is going on in Sam Houston Trails Park, and it will be the most northern end of Campion Trails.
It will serve as a second levee crossing into Valley Ranch, and also be the northern section's boundary point.
It's about a 1.5 mile trail, and it will have a large bridge in it, and it's running through some beautiful areas that are wooded along the river. It's really unique up there.
Once completed, the City of Irving plans to work closely with the City of Grand Prairie to expand Campion Trails westward, connecting both cities' trail systems. Residents can also take a stroll on the recently completed Lake Carolyn Promenade, which is connected to the northern section of Campion Trails.
This is what you want to see, is people that live, work, play in the area. And you see people walking around, and they've got this connection here. You see people sitting out on the lake. That's what we've always wanted.
This area includes a 12-foot wide walkway surrounding the lake's edge, also linking together all of the surrounding residential properties. These recreational enhancements all come together to give Irving residents new options for summer fun. Ashley Roberts for Building Our City.
Here's another new attraction, fitness equipment on Campion trails. 13 exercise stations have been added between the Birds Fork Trail parking lot and Sam Houston Trail Park. A pull-up bar, rowing machine, and chest press are among the features found every quarter mile on the trail. The Irving Convention Center at Las Colinas continues to see a lot of interest from groups wanting to book the facility for meetings and events. Since its opening earlier this year, tens of thousands of people have been through the building, but the lead architect from Philadelphia had not.
Like, I almost can't believe I'm actually standing here. It's just so amazing. It's a pleasure for me to see this. I mean, it's so organized.
Well, we're in the pre-function area.
Yes.
We were there as Barbara Hillier got her first look inside the building she designed. She walked the entire building from the exhibit hall to the meeting rooms and even the loading docks. She learned from the Convention and Visitors Bureau how the building has been used so far.
I mean, this has got to be, you know, for this region in the country, this has got to be sort of this, you know, the most sophisticated facility of its kind.
I mean, there are not very
it's
many
new,
of these buildings being built.
Well, exactly. This has got to be one of the great photo op spaces in all of Dallas-Fort Worth. This is just spectacular.
Convention and Visitors Bureau Director Maura Gast congratulated her for making a design that is most importantly functional, but also attractive. That is just a sampling of what is available to residents in the City of Irving. You can find listings at parks, recreation centers, and libraries near you at cityofirving.org. And we will always keep you updated on progress here on ICTN. We leave you with a look at some of the recent demolitions in Heritage Crossing that are clearing the way for possible future development. Thanks for watching Building Our City.